it's really important that we begin to change the mindset of young people to know that your vote counts.
They don't understand that the legislative arm of government is actually a co-equal arm of government.
We have an incredible amount of potential.
Whatever it is I was doing, because of my personal DNA, it had to be of an international standard. Which is what, seriously speaking, is all about.
Yes, welcome to the show. Every home desires, I love my living room, but it's even better if I have a pram in it, if I'm a typical Nigerian woman. If I'm a typical woman anywhere, with a pram, with a baby sleeping there somewhere, assuring you that, yes, I've been able to produce another, either of yourself or of the man who is your partner. But we do know that it doesn't always happen like that. For some people, it's like this. Like we discussed last week. For others, there are challenges. But today on the show, I have 3 women with me. One of them is the mother of this beauty that's here. No guesses for knowing if it's a male or female. But I want to be able to get into their minds, for them to understand, for you to understand what it takes to be waiting. And the anchor for that is one woman who's not a stranger to this show because she's been here 1, 2, 3 times. But today she's here talking about the purpose, another purpose of her life. We'll be back on Seriously Speaking, talking fertility, if you don't go away.
Those who think only women wait, thank you. Like most newlyweds, we wanted to start a family within the first 18 months. We thought we had it all planned out. Little did we know that the master architect and planner had some interesting times ahead of us. We got married in October 2007. By late 2008, we suddenly realized that there was no pregnancy, despite going off contraceptives for some months. The physician we saw at the time recommended Jejelola, that's my wife, to do what medical professionals call an elective D&C. By 2009, getting pregnant was seemingly impossible, as my wife's period either dragged for weeks or showed up at will. Now, with these developments, we just had to let go and let God. And so we spent most of the year traveling and just relaxing. By July 2011, we had summoned enough courage to go in for our first IVF treatment. We went through this process, and then the doctor said, "I am sorry, but the result of the pregnancy test is negative." Over the years, my auntie, Yewande Zaccheus, had encouraged us in subtle ways by sharing previous volumes, of God's waiting room with us. In March 2015, we went on an exploratory visit to the US to consult one of the best fertility centers in the country. And our sole purpose was really just to understand why we couldn't get pregnant and why we kept losing the pregnancies. Our first appointment on the 3rd of April was a really interesting one. The doctor suddenly stopped while doing an ultrasound and asked if we had done a pregnancy test before coming to the hospital. We looked surprised. The test was done. It was confirmed she was 5 weeks pregnant. And another journey started. This time, we decided she should stay back in the US and get the pregnancy closely monitored. On the night of the 13th of November, 2015, she went into labor after almost 38 weeks of pregnancy. While in labor, the nurses started to run around. We were somewhat unclear at what was going on. Next thing, they prepped an operating room and rushed her in. They said the baby's heart rate was dropping significantly, and they had to operate to bring the baby out. I stayed outside the operating room, waiting to be called in for what felt like an eternity. All I did was confess the revealed word of God. I just kept on confessing concerning that pregnancy. To God be the glory. At 12:31 a.m. on the 14th of November 2015, our son Nathan Oluwatomi Oluwaseun was born.
Yes, welcome back. That clip you just saw happened at the launching of this book in God's waiting room. And the author is right here in the studio with me. And the father, the man you just saw everybody clapping for, is the father of the young man who's Nathan and the husband of Jejelola. I won't do that to Jejelola. Join us on set, please, Jeje. Let's leave Nathan there. Pardon me, Jejelola.
Honor comes by being gentle.
Honor comes by being gentle.
Yes.
So that name is speaking to you.
Yes.
It's nice to have you on the show.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for allowing us to share Yewande with the rest of Nigeria and the world. Thank you. And Nathan is our nice little prop. We managed to make him go back to sleep. That's nice. And this is Omoze. Let me think again. I'm getting very old, though. You have to help me. All these your double barrel name. Omoze is what I know, but Leke-Apapa is her husband's name, yes. Right?
Yes.
Omoze to the Omoze forever.
Yes.
And then, of course, the catalyst for fertility issues in Nigeria. You are just the catalyst. Yewande Zaccheus is not a stranger to this show, like I said. She's been here, I think, 3 times.
At least.
For 3 different caps. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so this
indeed.
is a different cap. And I like the fact that this book has finally, this is volume 4.
No, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 in the compendium.
Very cute. It started with one person having fertility matter.
Yes.
That's you. But you know, your
Exactly.
story is quite interesting because you had a daughter, you had a son. And your son, for 9 years, the daughter didn't come and you were worried. Didn't people tell you, get out of here? What's she worried about?
I know, many people were like, why is it such a big deal for you? Because as you said, immediately after I got married, I got pregnant and had my son 9 months later. But then it took 9 years for his sister to come. But Adeswa, when you have a desire, it's still a desire. And it's just, you know, something you want is something you want. And
but did you see what was that? You said he was there for 9 months and it took 9 years. The number 9 must have a special significance in your life.
Maybe. I've just noticed that. You're right.
And then this probably we're going to have 9 volumes at the end of the day.
Well, it appears that I'm not going to be able to stop.
Because, you know.
Because I sort of did this nice, cute package thinking, this is it. I've done 4, let me relax. But I think from all indications, we'll continue.
So you tried to put these simple stories together.
Yes.
Now, Jejelola's story is in volume 4.
Volume 4.
But it's not even Jejelola telling the story.
No.
It's Yewande.
Yewande telling the
I
story.
mean, I find that because when they see all of us sitting down here, all females, it's a female matter, you know. How did you get, were you the one that got Yewande to share the story or what?
Well, yes, so she asked me to write the testimony, and I thought about it.
Who's she? That's...
Auntie Yewande did ask me to write the testimony. And I thought about it, and I said, I can write this, but it's our testimony, and I didn't want to leave him out of it in any way. At the end of the day, I will tell the story again and again and again. And like you said, many people look at it and say it's the woman's testimony. So I asked him, would you like to write? I asked like Auntie Yewande first, that would you allow men write? He said, oh, there are a few. I said, okay. And I asked him, he said, oh, with all pleasure, he would like to. And it gives me so much joy because when I read the first draft, there were tears in my eyes because, I mean, he remembered everything.
That happened.
Wow.
That maybe you would even have forgotten.
Dates that I had forgotten. I'm like, when I read it, I'm like, you remembered all this? You know, it was such, but I'm so glad he did. So, yes.
No, but I find the testimony also quite interesting because, so for the first 4 years of marriage, you know, you were not really thinking about, you know, you knew there was an issue.
Yes, so we had tried in the beginning. We had seen a few doctors, you know, I'd done 1 or 2 procedures, you know, but in my mind, I was like, well, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And because my husband never said anything to me about it, not one day did he say, what's going on, what's not going on. If I didn't move, he didn't move. If I moved, he moved. Total support. You know, so one day I said to my friend one day in a gathering, I'm like, oh, well, we're fine. It's just my husband and I. We're having a good time. You know, and, you know, she had this look. And somebody just said to me one day, ask him. And I asked. I said, you know, how do you even feel about this big matter? It's not really a big deal to you. He says, oh, it actually really is a big deal, but I don't want to put you under any pressure. And for me, that was the turning point. And I realized, oh my goodness, I've been in the fool's paradise all this while just thinking
it was not his, it was not
an
his
issue
palaver.
for, yes.
Oh, it's a good point to also share Omoze's story. Omoze waited for 16 years.
Yes.
You know, but those 16 years, I mean, even you say, wow, but today you're a proud mother of triplets. No,
Yes.
4. You actually have 4.
I have 4,
you know, you
yes.
had triplets, you know, because you had the weight of 16 years.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Okay, well, in my own case, I didn't start off enjoying myself because even before I got married...
Does anybody ever start off enjoying themselves?
in our culture? Before I got married, I already had a feeling that I might have
some kind of challenges because...
Okay, because you had...
Yes, from when I was young, I always used to have horrible period pains and it was really, really terrible. So, you know, something behind me just kept on telling me that there would be a problem. So even before I got married...
Did you tell your husband?
Reading. Yes, I did, but I didn't know what it was. It was just a feeling, you know. So I had decided reading God's Waiting Room. And yes. And,
she'll tell you how they met, which is interesting.
Yes, sort of, you know, and just things to encourage my faith in that area. But I never knew it would get up to 16 years. 16, wow. I can't
even imagine that it would be 16. But you see, the interesting thing, though, is what was your... I mean, I would like to share your frame of mind for all of you in the periods of waiting. What is it like? What are the messages that people must take out? Obviously, you're compiling this. It means that you know there's some communication.
You know, when you wait, you're not really sort of thinking of the end game and so, oh, what is it about? But after having gone through the wait and now realizing that there must be a purpose in it. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like every one of us is going to go down a unique path. There's a reason why God makes some women wait.
Because we must all wait for one thing or the other.
For one thing or the other. Some people wait for jobs, some people wait for life partners. So whatever it is that you wait for, there must be purpose. And I found after, when I decided that, you know, I was going to put this together, that the reason for my own wait was really to be an encourager to people who have been in this plight. Because, of course, you know, when you're waiting and asking God for something, you say, oh, I will do this, I will do that. And one of the things I said to God was, oh, I will write a book and put together stories of people who you have helped through this season.
Oh, you did say that?
Oh, I did. And then guess what? I had the baby after the 9 years and I clean forgot. And then, of course, I think it was a couple of years later, I got pregnant again and had a miscarriage. And then I remembered what I promised God. Yeah, he got my attention. So that was when I wrote the book. And that was when I really realized that, you know, there is...
book one.
That's when I wrote book one. And that there must always be a gain for your pain. And for me, I thought I was just going to write book one to get God off my back and for me to say, okay, I've done that, but let me, you know, go get on with my life. But the demand and the impact it had, because at this rate, it's something people weren't talking about. Yeah. So people who were in the situation were just amazed. So I'm not mad. So this is how, so it's okay to have this roller coaster. It's okay to, so this is how people who are in this situation feel. And I think that was what made it so, you know, popular.
Okay, I remember, I don't know whether it's book one or book two, the story of a woman who had a baby after 20-something years. And her response was that she was rolling on the floor.
Yes, that's Antitino.
She was rolling on the floor. And the doctor were like, what's wrong with this madam?
Yes,
when
that was in America.
People who are waiting, we can tend to imagine that maybe we don't quite understand. What are the things that people did that they really shouldn't be doing to people from your experience?
So in 2014, I was at the grocery store and I saw my friend from uni. And she's like, oh, and one mom called, how about the kids? And I said, oh, none yet. She said, so you and your husband, you're still doing honeymoon. And I'm like, wow. You don't even have a clue. You don't know what I've been through. I'm 8 years. So when you start at 16 and 20 something, you know. So, but still, you know, the truth is, if you wait for a month, it's a wait. You know, when you want something, you want it, like Auntie said. You know, so, and I just thought, how insensitive can you be? You know, and there's a friend of mine who's also waiting, and she said to me one day she was in church.
She's still waiting?
She's still waiting. She was in church, and, you know, she's godmother to a few of her friends' kids. And she was holding one of her godchildren, and one woman saw her and said, in Yoruba, you know, put that child down and go and have yours.
As if she doesn't want to.
And honestly, every time I still think about that, I'm just thinking...
And this is in church.
This is in church.
How do you say that?
So you see, like you said, some people sneeze and get pregnant, you know.
Like me.
You know, and some people are trying hard not to get pregnant, you know, the 4th or the 5th time. You know, but if you don't know where someone is coming from, if you don't know the story, you know, the least you can do is keep quiet. If you can't ask to find out, you know, just don't say anything, you know. And even if you must say something, try not to make it a snide comment. Because, again, you really don't... Somehow, the truth is, I may even have really been on a honeymoon with my husband. That's
your business.
Exactly. It's not for you to then, you know, say like, oh, it's a bad thing for me to want to do that. You know, I don't want to have kids.
That's what the show has been like. Thank you, Jejelola, for being here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Omoze. And, of course, thank you, Yewande. I don't know when next you're coming, but...
We'll find something. We'll find something at this.
And I'm waiting for waiting room 9. We'll see you again. Thanks for watching.